So we've got 12 soldiers left. And some of them are tired. 2 grenadiers, 2 rangers, 2 sharpshooters, only 1 specialist. So we're kind of getting low.
Commander, you should establish contact with the local resistance network as soon as possible. The aliens are undoubtedly moving forward with their plans.
Setting course for West Africa.
So the scanning times are reduced because of that one hack I did in, I think it was mission 2. Scanning times are reduced for 4 weeks, except for the making contact one.
We have both lost, and in turn caused great loss for others. I shed blood in my master's name, just as you send others to shed blood in yours. There's a fine line between honor and hypocrisy.
Okay.
Incoming message for you, Commander. Patching it through to your quarters now.
Okay, so the assassin's talking, and that's often a clue that she's ready to go back and reappear in your next mission. Okay, so she's back. And yeah, I was just saying that the scanning time is reduced for these other areas because of that one hack I did in the second mission where 2 of my soldiers died. But the scanning time is not reduced for the actual getting contact with the resistance.
I had high hopes for the resistance under your leadership, Commander, and you have outdone yourself.
Oh, thank you very much.
Chosen are a tough group to infiltrate, but we've managed to gather intel on their latest actions, and have a rough idea of how close each is to reaching their ultimate goal of locating the Avenger.
Yeah, so I won't meet these 2 until I start expanding out of Africa, probably.
Commander, we have intel suggesting the aliens are working on developments that threaten our ability to stop the Avatar project. We can conduct guerrilla operations to disrupt one of these efforts, but we'll have to choose carefully. We don't have the resources to intercede everywhere.
Yeah, so both of these events are pretty bad. You know, a good thing I don't have Dark Horizon on, or they would be permanent, but this is pretty bad because captured soldiers don't really reappear very often. Like occasionally you'll get a mission to save one of them, but if they, you know, they might not appear for a long time. And then this is basically the opposite of what I've already got. Increases the scanning times. So instead of like that one that was 4 days, it would be back to 8 days, and or even 16 days if I didn't have that other perk. So they're both pretty bad.
Commander, the factions have pledged their support to XCOM, and they're ready to carry out your orders. As our influence with these groups increases, our capabilities will grow in kind.
Right, so this is done once a month without the resistance room. I can do this just this
My
much.
people are up for some additional work if you've got any orders for us, Commander.
And these are kind of like perks that you can turn on and off. This is a really good perk for legendary because everything's more expensive, so only 15 supplies. That's a really good perk. I might use that one. That one's okay, but the next level up, number 2, is better. So we're gonna get this one. Get a bunch of recruits. That's a boon for us since we have people dying on almost every mission.
Commander, we'll need to send our own soldiers out to work with the resistance factions to complete these covert actions. They'll be gone for a few days, but this will help us build influence with the resistance while generating material support.
Okay, now this is a covert action. I don't have a sergeant, so I can't do this one. I could rescue Cradle Monks. That'd be really good. Recruit
This
another Reaper.
operation is going to require some field experience, Commander. We'll need to send one of our vets to lead the effort.
Okay, so for this one I'm going to want a specialist. And probably a ranger for close quarters combat. And put put the Ranger in first because +1 mobility, which is a permanent boost to his character. That's better for the Ranger. 11 days. Let's see what kind of weapons they've got. I'll give them the default weapon. And you get the scattergun and the sword. That's from the legacy pack. Okay. I think we're good.
We'll get the job done. Don't worry, Commander.
Commander, the Resistance has a hidden cache of resources stashed outside of Advent's reach. But that means we'll have to fly over and scan the area if we want to recover this stuff for ourselves.
Yeah. Let's make this contact first.
Objective added.
Okay, now I have access to the Advent Black side mission, but I don't feel like I'm ready to do that yet.
Commander, we've established contact with the local Resistance, and we can move on the Advent Black site on your order. We should make sure our troops are fully equipped and ready for a tough mission. I'm guessing security will be tight at the facility. We're ready to move when you are, Commander. I've updated our objectives based on the latest information.
So the next region I can now contact is New Brazil because it's kind of adjacent to that West Africa or Western Europe. Okay, so the scanning time is usually 3 days, but it's only 1 day because of that
Avenger plotting
hack.
new course.
We're like a day and a half. Okay, good. And now we're gonna continue this.
Avenger plotting new course.
And I could contact another region, but I don't know which way. I'm not gonna know which way I want to go until I get the Resistance radio, and then you'll see these bonuses which pop up.
Commander, we have a priority message coming.
Hello, Commander. It would seem your recent activities have gotten Advent's attention. Our unwelcome guests are on the move. Advent has been diverting considerable resources and personnel to covert facilities across the globe. The exact details of these operations are highly classified. However, they do have one thing in common. A single word that appears in all their files. Avatar. I believe the black site we had previously uncovered to be but a part of this Avatar project. Based on what we have uncovered so far, its true scope is far greater. This project is being directed from the very top of Advent, from a source I am still unable to determine. All attempts to uncover its identity have met with failure. It is time to take a more direct approach. Though we may not know the exact nature of this Avatar project, we can still disrupt it. We must root out these hidden facilities with the help of local resistance cells, disrupt our enemy's operations, and in the process, uncover the truth. Locate the source of this Avatar project, and then destroy it. Were the enemy to succeed in their efforts, I am certain it would mean the end for us all. I am confident you will take whatever measures necessary to eliminate this threat, Commander.
We're tracking the aliens' progress on this Avatar project here. If they finish what they've started, it sounds like it'll be the end for all of us.
Okay, so this is a pretty clever idea that the designers put in this game, because avatar means, in video games, that means that that's the body or image which represents you in the game. So actually, that in the very beginning of this game, when they rescue that guy in a spacesuit out of that, or that kind of containment suit out of the container, that represents you, the commander. That's kind of like your avatar. And if you play any kind of game like, you know, for example, Skyrim, and you zoom out to third-person mode, you can look at yourself. That's your avatar. Also, they've got, I think that's a reference to Leonardo da Vinci, you know, like the man in the circle. So what's going on, you'll find out the elders need some kind of like body to represent them, their actions in the real world, because their actual bodies are, you'll find out, are not as good. I'll leave that kind of vague for now. Anyhow, it's pretty cool that they called it the Avatar Project. Beep, beep, beep. So once these squares go up, bad things happen. Okay, so there's the black site. I could scan for intel, or I could get supplies, which we're going to keep doing. Drag.
Another important step forward in our research. Commander, with the Advent officer currently in cold storage, we should perform the autopsy as soon as possible.
Yeah, okay, I know. So,
Commander, the science team has grown particularly interested in this field of research. So much so that their inspiration could lead to vast improvements in our research efficiency. However, we must act fast. Despite their brilliance, they are a fickle group.
so if we begin another research project, instead of acting on this inspiration, the opportunity will be lost. So I usually do this. Not always. Like if experimental weapons were inspired, I don't really need them, so I wouldn't use it. But this is really good because I need to do this anyhow. It's only two. So inspiration is something that happens by random. I think having a laboratory which is completed, which is not, it's not right now, but if the laboratory was completed right now, it would increase the chance of breakthroughs and inspiration. So this is good.